Chosen one, your presence in this moment is no accident. Creation itself has arranged this instant with a precision that was written into eternity long before your feet ever touched this earth. The gentle pull that brought your spirit toward these words is the sign that the message meant for you has finally reached its bearer. You are standing on the edge of a holy turning, a divine movement so profound it will reorient the path ahead of you. The seventh seal is beginning to unfold, revealing what once dwelled behind invisible gates, your spiritual inheritance, your authority, your divine elevation. Beloved, none of this arises from coincidence. It is pure confirmation. Every slow season, every stretch of emptiness, every silent cry you released into the unseen has been drawing you toward this sacred unveiling. Heaven itself whispers, "Watch, I am birthing something new. It rises now. Can you sense it?" Isaiah 43:19. The barriers are breaking, and what once remained locked away is flowing toward you now. Prepare yourself, chosen soul, because what is approaching your life is far more than provision, it is purpose. This is the hour of your rising, the awakening of your true essence, the moment you finally witness that the prophecy has always been pointing to you. Stay present. Heaven is speaking directly to your spirit. Chosen one, your arrival here was guided. This is not a random search or a casual moment of curiosity. It is divine choreography. Heaven set you in this exact moment because the seventh seal is opening, and your identity is etched within it. You are being called upward into a greater design of destiny, a new realm of spiritual and material release. What appears uncertain in your life now is not chaos. It is construction. God is restructuring the steps beneath your feet so a supernatural unveiling can be built around you. You've sensed it recently, a stirring in your inner world, a quiet agitation that refuses to settle. The things that once filled you have lost their power. People who once walked closely with you no longer recognize your frequency. This is not rejection, chosen one. This is a divine redirection. Heaven has tuned your vibration to a higher place, and you are outgrowing the spaces that cannot sustain the assignment you're stepping into. The shaking, the breaking, the unease. It is all heaven preparing the ground beneath your journey for expansion. I've seen this rhythm before. The moments just before a miracle often feel like everything is falling apart. Long ago, I lost every structure I thought defined who I was, my status, my companions, my sense of safety. But what I didn't realize then was that I was not being covered in darkness. I was being planted in destiny. That season became the soil where purpose began pushing through. What seemed like the collapse of my world became the foundation for the greatest release of my life. And now, chosen one, that same divine release is preparing itself around your name. The seventh seal is not simply an ancient scripture. It is the signal of activation. Heaven is declaring the end of delay. Time itself has been commanded. Deliver what was withheld. You endured the trials, survived the silences, upheld your faith when your soul felt tired. That is why the call for release has fallen upon your name. The doors that once resisted you are now under heavenly instruction to open. Even now, the unseen realm shifts in your favor. I say this with reverence. The atmosphere around you is different. The timing surrounding you has shifted. God is redistributing resources, influence, vision, and opportunity into the hands of those whose hearts align with His, and you are among them. The seventh seal signifies completion. It marks the conclusion of delay and the beginning of manifestation. You are entering a realm where obedience becomes your wealth, and faith becomes your access point. Every prayer you once thought vanished into silence returns as visible proof. You'll notice people remembering your presence, doors widening without explanation, opportunities emerging from unexpected corners. This is not coincidence. This is covenant. The seal has opened, and heaven's economy has taken account of your endurance. Beloved, the very circumstances that once drained you will soon work in your favor. The waiting, the misunderstandings, the isolation, they sharpened your sight. The wilderness became your preparation ground. You didn't merely survive it, it formed you. And now, the anointing produced through your pain is becoming the resource for your purpose. Heaven declares, I trust you with overflow, because you have shown you will honor what you receive. Chosen one, do not confuse the heaviness you feel with warfare. It is not an attack, it is an announcement. Heaven is crowning you even now. You are not being burdened. You are being anointed. Every pressure is creating strength. Every tear is watering destiny. Every delay was time-stretching itself to prepare room for what you are about to carry. If life feels weightier, it is because your purpose has increased its magnitude. You are stepping into spaces you were once unprepared for. You are becoming the living proof of what faith under fire can birth. The seventh seal carries no fear, only fulfillment. The prophecy is awakening through you. Remain close, chosen one, because in the moments that follow, I will reveal what heaven meant when it declared that the seventh seal prophecy belongs to you. The seventh seal is not only opening in the heavens, it is opening within your spirit. It is the unveiling of your true identity. At the moment when what God concealed for your protection is now being revealed for your elevation. For seasons you felt overlooked, unseen, or forgotten. But that concealment was never abandonment. It was divine incubation. Heaven was shaping your depth in silence, so that when the seal broke, you would have the strength to hold what is being released. Anointed one, you have been carved for this unveiling. What once appeared to be stagnation was actually sacred stillness. God hid you behind the curtain of obscurity, allowing your roots to anchor deeply before your influence could rise. And now, the breaking of the seventh seal marks the moment of heavenly revelation. Where your private devotion becomes public impact. The world is about to witness what heaven has been crafting within you. I understand the tension of this place, when your spirit feels full, but your external life feels barren. I used to ask God, why hide me when I'm ready to serve? But I learned that waiting is not punishment, it is preparation. The longer the cultivation, the greater the glory that follows. When my own seal broke, everything shifted instantly. Relationships, direction, provision, all of it came alive with divine momentum. And that same current is now moving toward you. The seventh seal is the threshold between delay and acceleration. Once it opens, what once took years begins unfolding in days. Dreams that felt distant begin aligning. People who drifted away suddenly return with purpose. Favor locates you without your effort. This is heaven's wealth transfer, not merely finances, but influence, wisdom, access, and peace. You are being entrusted with spiritual resources that will rebuild what life once fractured. If you want, I can continue the transformation for the rest of the text. Just tell me continue, and I'll flow seamlessly from here. Chosen one, listen closely. The same force that rolled back the stone from Christ's grave is now pulling open the gates of heaven above your life. This moment has nothing to do with chance. It is rooted in identity. You carry the imprint of a royal spiritual heritage, a lineage etched in eternity, one that cannot be undone. The seventh seal is God's divine handwriting, verifying that your inheritance is authentic. Every season of waiting was an examination. Every hardship you survived was proof. And now heaven places its seal upon you. You will sense the shift unfolding, moments that seem accidental but are actually divine patterns. The number 7 appearing like gentle echoes in your journey. Encounters that strike your spirit as confirmations. People drawn toward your energy, even though they cannot explain the pull. These are signs that the veil is thinning, and that your name has been breathed into the chambers of heaven. Beloved, your inner sight is sharpening. Where confusion once clouded you, clarity will now emerge. You will look back and recognize that every denial led you toward revelation. Every door that closed became an angel-guided passage. Every unexpected path hid something precious. And now that the seventh seal has opened, those hidden riches are rising to the surface. Chosen soul, the trembling you've felt is evidence of activity in realms you cannot see. Do not let fear translate what faith is meant to interpret. You are not falling apart. You are breaking forward. The weight pressing against you is the pressure of birth, not destruction. Something holy is coming through your spirit. Something heaven has long prepared to unveil. This is your awakening. The seventh seal is not a distant scriptural account. It is a living prophecy manifesting through your surrender. You are the answer to prayers spoken by generations before you, a vessel prepared for divine knowledge, divine abundance, and divine renewal. The seal has opened, and now your assignment takes form. Chosen one, the seventh seal carries more than insight. It carries release. The silence of heaven has ended. What was locked away is now being placed into the hands of those who endured faithfully. You are one of those souls. You were strengthened quietly, shaped where no eyes could see you, and now heaven speaks your name aloud. This is the hour of spiritual redistribution, where favor, abundance, and wisdom flow to the ones who remained steadfast. Understand the depth of this. The seventh seal releases more than provision. It releases purpose. Heaven is not merely giving to you. Heaven is entrusting you. Every opportunity that arises, every opening that appears, is woven with divine intention. You were chosen not to gather for yourself, but to become a channel. When God sends overflow, it is because He knows you will use it to mend, to uplift, and to rebuild. I have journeyed through this transformation myself. Years ago, everything that supported me collapsed. People, plans, foundations. Yet that breaking became my teacher. I discovered that when heaven breathes upon your mission, you no longer need to push doors open. The same thresholds that once resisted, you begin to open of their own accord. The very blessings you once pursued begin pursuing you. And now that same divine current is moving toward you, chosen one. The Spirit of God proclaims, I witnessed your loyalty in lack. Now behold what happens in your increase. The opening of the seventh seal marks the completion of an old cycle, the lifting of delay, and the rise of divine momentum. Expect motion, unexpected calls that shift your direction, opportunities that recognize you before you even arrive, provision flowing without the strain you once carried. This is not coincidence, it is covenant. But hear this deeply. The seal releases blessing, but it also reveals the heart. You were tested in scarcity to show heaven you could be trusted in expansion. You gave even when giving cost you. You remained soft when bitterness tried to take shape. You chose grace over retaliation. This is why you are now chosen for stewardship. As the transfer unfolds, you will feel the change around you. The heaviness will dissolve. Order will settle where confusion once lived. Your finances will align with your mission. Fear will give way to peace. You will see that the weight you carried was not delay but design, preparation, for the glory you are about to host. The seventh seal brings restoration as well. Everything lost, overlooked, or taken is returning, refined, multiplied, perfectly timed. You will find yourself stepping into places that once denied you, standing before people who once overlooked you. It will happen with such ease that you will know it was heaven, not human effort. Your next season will not require striving. It will require surrender. You will no longer chase. What belongs to you will come with divine accuracy. The seventh seal creates alignment, not struggle. You are entering spiritual ease, guided by heavenly precision. Chosen one, you have carried enough sorrow to qualify for strength. You have waited long enough. Heaven has witnessed every moment, and now release has arrived. The transfer has begun. The same God who kept you hidden is now unveiling you. The treasury of heaven is open, and your name is written upon what is being released. Chosen one, the seventh seal has opened not merely for your comfort, but for your calling. Heaven did not bring you this far to keep you unseen. Heaven brought you here to make your presence felt. This is the season when everything concealed begins its ascension. You are stepping into visibility not for applause, but for purpose. Your spirit carries a sound the world has been waiting for. Your life resonates with a frequency that wakes what has been sleeping in others. The wounds you survived, the silence you endured, these have become spiritual authority. You do not speak from theory, you speak from lived fire. That is why heaven is placing influence into your hands. When you speak, chains will loosen. When you move, atmospheres will shift. This is not pride. It is alignment. I have witnessed what happens when destiny calls. It rarely arrives at the moment you believe you are ready. Remember the one who carried you through the quiet seasons. Remain grounded. Remain open. Remain aligned. A heart anchored in gratitude becomes untouchable to any force that seeks to unsettle it. And if fear tries to speak, remind your spirit that you are held, not shaken. The seventh seal does not merely unleash strength, it guards it. You are shielded. You are shielded. You are prepared. You are ordained for this exact hour in creation. Rise gently, chosen soul. The very breath that lifted Jesus out of the grave is breathing through you now. The prophecy is no longer a distant echo. It flows through your veins like living fire. What once was hidden from you is now moving within you. The light that heaven planted deep in your core is ready to illuminate far beyond what you can imagine. This is the moment you are commissioned. You are no longer searching for purpose. Purpose is waiting for your surrender. The seal is open. The invitation is unmistakable, and all of heaven is paying attention. Chosen one, as the seventh seal unfolds, you will sense the atmosphere around you reconfiguring itself. Forces that once resisted you will begin to recognize what you carry. Doors that refused your entry for years will suddenly respond at the sound of your name. This is not chance. This is divine order taking shape. The laws of heaven are aligning every step. You have stepped into sacred timing, and now even time itself is bending toward your destiny. Listen carefully, anointed one. The signs will appear softly yet undeniably. Repeating numbers, the presence of 737, moments that echo like memories from another lifetime. Conversations that seem to answer questions you never voiced. These are not random happenings. They are signals from the divine, revealing that the unseen and the seen are touching. Heaven is turning invisible movement into visible reality. When the seventh seal unfolds over your life, acceleration arrives with it. Everything begins to shift swiftly, sometimes so swiftly it feels startling. Do not mistake this speed for disorder. It is divine movement, not chaos. You are being carried by a current you did not generate. Blessings you once prayed for with trembling are now pursuing you with certainty. The right people are stepping into your path at the right moment. The right ideas are being drawn to the right hands. The right prayers are finding their answers with ease. I've lived through this turning before. I remember waking up one morning with nothing to show for years of quiet loyalty. But by the next month, every promise I had recorded in my journal had begun to manifest. Not through striving, but through release. When heaven opens a seal, it does not consult the world. It simply moves. And now, chosen one, that same heavenly motion is moving for you. You will feel the intensity lessen. The battles that once felt heavy will begin to dissolve. Not because they vanished, but because your authority outgrew them. The struggles that drained you before will now bow to who you have become. The energy surrounding your life will take on a clarity, a purity, a holiness that cannot be fabricated. Stillness will settle where confusion once lived, and the world around you will feel different, because this moment is meant to be different. This is divine order revealing itself in real time. Chosen one, become deeply conscious of your words in this moment. What you speak will begin to materialize with speed you have never witnessed. When the seal opens, your voice becomes a vessel of creation. Speak life instead of limitation. Speak wholeness instead of fear. Your words are designing heaven's blueprint for your future. The angels are near, waiting for the sound of your faith to move. You'll sense it clearly. The quiet after the storm, the brightness in the atmosphere, the peace that makes no logical sense. That is how you will know the seventh seal has fully awakened within you. You have crossed from effort into ease, from longing into receiving. Chosen one, the prophecy has found its living evidence. The proof is your life. You are walking fulfillment. The seal is broken, and heaven has begun to demonstrate its promise through you. Chosen soul, the seventh seal is not merely a private awakening, it is a universal one. When heaven unveils a mystery, it does not end with the individual. It reverberates across the earth. The shift stirring within you is the same shift stirring within nations, systems, hearts, and generations. You are part of a divine reconstruction, a restoration of sacred order on earth as it is in heaven. Anointed one, this is the era when the light within the chosen confronts the shadows within the world. You were not born to escape this time. You were created to influence it. Your very presence is prophecy in motion, evidence that God still sends answers wrapped in human form. When the seal opened, it awakened the builders of the world to come, and you are counted among them. The old structures are trembling. The false thrones of fear, power, and deception are fracturing. You can see it everywhere. Institutions shaking, systems collapsing, illusions losing their grip. But fear not, chosen one. You are not standing in the ruins. You are standing at the beginning of renewal. Heaven is constructing through you. Every gift you carry, every word you speak, every obedient act is part of the new blueprint. I have witnessed this rebuilding in my own story. There was a season when everything around me seemed to fall apart. Work dissolved, friendships fractured, even my faith felt fragile. Yet in that emptiness, I began to discern what truly remains when everything temporary fades. God never tears down without preparing to rebuild. Every loss became a pattern. Every ending became a foundation. That same rhythm is unfolding in you now. The breaking of your past was never destruction. It was excavation. Heaven was clearing away the false so the true could rise. Chosen one, the new world will not be shaped by the loud or the prideful, but by those who carry light with humility, those who lead with compassion rather than ego. That is who you are. You are the quiet revolution. Heaven is guiding you step by step, heart by heart, revelation by revelation. You are restoring what no earthly power can manufacture. Truth, unity, and peace. Beloved anointed one, the seventh seal declares that the kingdoms of this world are yielding to the kingdom of the divine. Everything that resisted sacred order is now being compelled to bow. That is why life feels unfamiliar. The spiritual atmosphere is shifting. Methods that worked for others will no longer work for you, because you are not crafted from the old world. You are resonating with a new frequency, the frequency of heaven. You will sense it in everyday encounters. Conversations that once fascinated you will leave you untouched. Spaces that once felt comfortable will feel too small. Even your thoughts are evolving. This is the manifestation of the change within you. The seal has rewritten your spiritual DNA. You think as a builder, see as a visionary, and move as one entrusted with divine authority. Chosen one, your influence is not accidental. Wherever you walk, light will gather. Wherever you speak, peace will settle. Wherever you sow, life will rise. You are the answer heaven is sending to the earth's hunger. The seventh seal has reshaped your mission. You are not merely being blessed. You are being commissioned. You are stepping into blessing. The rebuilding of creation begins with you, chosen one. The seventh seal has announced the arrival of your appointed season. This is the divine instant when all that heaven inscribed about your life begins to unfold on earth. You are no longer in preparation. You are moving in prophecy itself. The season of waiting has expired. The time of wondering has turned into the era of witnessing. What you once prayed for with tears now stands before you in tangible reality. Beloved anointed, this hour carries weight. Heaven has synchronized your every step with perfect timing. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was a doorway. The time you once thought wasted was actually the divine clock counting down to this moment. You have entered what the scriptures call the fullness of time. When all things converge for God's purpose to manifest perfectly, you may already sense it. The quickening in your spirit, the heightened clarity, the sudden peace that feels inexplicable. That is confirmation. The seventh seal is heaven declaring that divine timing has arrived. Nothing and no one can cancel what has been set for you. I remember a season of desperate seeking, trying to force outcomes that were not yet ready. But when I finally surrendered to God's timing, everything unfolded naturally. Emails arrived, Opportunities presented themselves. Doors that had been shut for years swung open overnight. That was when I understood that obedience generates acceleration. The moment I aligned, heaven responded immediately. And now, chosen one, heaven is responding to you. This appointed hour is sacred because it brings not only manifestation but multiplication. What once required all your effort will now flow effortlessly. You will notice divine synchronicities, the right people showing up, the right words confirming what your spirit already knew. Even past mistakes will begin working for your advantage. Heaven is redeeming the time. Beloved anointed, God is bringing closure to old chapters so that new ones can begin. You may feel a pull to release certain people or habits. Follow it. It is not rejection. It is realignment. When the seventh seal opens, heaven reorders your surroundings to match the elevation you are stepping into. Do not resist. Every removal is a release. Every ending is an entry point. The Spirit says, this is your hour of evidence. You will not need to convince anyone of your chosenness. The fruit will speak. Those who doubted you will witness your elevation, not for revenge, but for revelation. They will see favor resting on an obedient soul. You remained faithful in the furnace, consistent in silence, steadfast through storms. Now the reward is manifesting. Heaven is aligning contracts, ideas, and opportunities that awaited your readiness. The seventh seal is not simply a moment, it is movement. The kingdom is advancing through you, anointed one. Stand tall. The appointed hour is not approaching. It is here. The gates of manifestation are open. Heaven's decree is clear. No more delay. Walk in it. Speak it. Live it. Every prayer you uttered has stepped into your timeline. Chosen one, you have arrived at the fulfillment the seventh seal was pointing toward. Heaven's word over your life is no longer a promise in the clouds. It is now tangible in your hands. This is not prediction. This is performance. Everything that existed only as vision is now materializing. You have crossed from prophecy into proof. Beloved anointed, the atmosphere around you has shifted. You can feel it, a deep calm, a quiet knowing that your waiting was not in vain. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. Heaven has finalized what opposition tried to delay. The warfare has ended. The verdict is sealed. The outcome is yours. You are standing in answered prayer. I remember the first time I truly grasped divine fulfillment. It did not come with fanfare. It came with rest. I no longer needed to push. What I had prayed for was already moving. The lesson was simple. When heaven fulfills, it feels like peace, not pressure. Chosen one, that is where you are now. The resting place of manifestation. The seventh seal represents this exact transition, from struggle to wonder, from striving to stillness, from hoping to holding. You have entered the season where God's promises feel near. Tangible evidence will appear, dreams will align, resources will flow, ideas will bear fruit. You will realize the prophecy was never just about an event. It was about transformation. Heaven didn't just send blessing. It built a new you, anointed one. The new you walks with authority that requires no explanation. You carry peace that quiets opposition. You carry peace that quiets opposition. You move differently now, not out of fear but from faith. The seventh seal has rewritten your reality. What once drained you now serves you. What once broke you now builds you. The enemies that taunted you now watch your rise. Not for vengeance, but for vindication. Heaven is proving that obedience always prevails. Chosen one, this fulfillment carries responsibility. You are no longer simply a receiver. You are now a conduit. What flows to you must flow through you. The blessings, the wisdom, the wealth, the peace, they are meant to overflow into others. You are the living bridge between heaven and earth, between prophecy and performance. As you walk in this divine fulfillment, remember humility. Every miracle is not a medal, it is a mission. Every answered prayer is an assignment. You have been elevated not to boast, but to build, to demonstrate that God honors the faithful, raises the humble, and fulfills His word in ways no human can replicate. Chosen one, lift your head. The seventh seal has completed its work. Heaven is open. Earth is responding. Your life has become testimony. Walk boldly into this fulfillment, knowing that what has begun cannot be reversed. The prophecy was never only about an ending, it was always about becoming. This is your era, chosen one. The seal is open. The story is alive. Heaven's word is manifesting through you. The seventh seal has opened and heaven has confirmed it. You are standing in your Kairos moment, the divine intersection of preparation and fulfillment. Everything once delayed was awaiting this hour. The veil has lifted. The supernatural transfer has begun. You are not stepping into blessing. Blessing is stepping into you. The same power that spoke creation into existence now flows through your life, aligning every detail, every destiny, every divine promise. What you lost is returning refined. What was withheld is now released. You are walking under an open heaven. Chosen one, remain faithful. Guard your peace. Protect your light. Stay anchored in gratitude. The favor coming to you requires no force. It flows. You are now moving in divine rhythm, guided by unseen hands that know your path perfectly. Heaven declares you have crossed over. You are ready. Let these words seal your spirit. No more striving, only receiving. The seventh seal has unlocked your next chapter, and the proof will soon be undeniable. If this message has stirred your spirit, share it. Declare your sacred number, 777 or 333, and proclaim, I received the seal, chosen one. This is my confirmation. The prophecy was never about waiting. It was always about becoming. Walk in it, rise in it, live it.